So how do I know if I have a drinking problem? Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dex Murphy. I'm a transformational coach that works with men and fathers to break free from their addictions and step through the other side into a life of purpose, presence, and empowerment. And today I want to answer a very important question that maybe you yourself are having, or maybe it's somebody close to you, a loved one, a relative, somebody you care about where you've seen the drinking maybe is getting a little out of control. And today I'm diving into 7 key indicating factors that might help you land on a more truthful, honest, and aware answer to that question. Do I have a drinking problem? First of all, know that you're not alone. I've been there, and reflecting back at the end of my drinking, all 7 of these were very apparent in my life. And deep down inside, I knew I had a problem and I wanted to change, and I didn't know how. So maybe that's not true for you. Maybe it's just 1 or 2 or 3 of these, but hopefully you get something out of this video that can enable you to step into a more truthful awareness of where you're at in your life and your drinking problem in order to step into a place of change. So let's dive in. So the first indicating factor that you might have a drinking problem is that you often drink more than you intend to. So what can this look like? I know for me, I can't tell you how many times in my life that I said, I'm only going to have 1 or 2 tonight. 1 or 2 drinks, and I end up having 3, 4, 5, 6 or more. Countless times this has happened to me, more often than not. That's what the case was for me. Or maybe I said I was just going to drink Friday, Saturday, and I ended up starting Thursday and finishing Sunday. Maybe I wasn't drinking every day, but I intended to only drink 2 days out of the week, and I ended up drinking 4. Or I was only going to have 1 drink a night for the week. 7 drinks total, and I end up having 7 drinks in the first 2 nights and continue on until the end of the week. Or I was not going to drink this entire month. I'm going to take the month off, and I never did it. I ended up going out that weekend and drinking. So the point here is I made a promise. I intended to only have a few drinks, and I had more. I intended to only drink a couple nights this week, and I drank more than that. Or I intended to quit for some time, and the first opportunity that came up, I ended up drinking. The point is, you intend to drink less and you're actually drinking more. That's a very high indication that something is going on here and you might have an underlying problem with drinking. So let's dive into number 2. So the second key indication that you might have an issue with alcohol is you use alcohol to solve issues in your life. The key word here is you use alcohol to solve issues in your life. What can this look like? So maybe you just had a really stressful day at work, you're overwhelmed, you come home and you turn to alcohol in order to take the edge off, in order to unwind and relax. Or you've had a really stressful week with your partner, your kids, work, everything's overwhelming, you've gotten to the weekend and you use that as an opportunity to turn to alcohol to again unwind, relax, and cope with that stress. Or maybe you have something to celebrate. It's your birthday, you're celebrating something, and you use alcohol to increase that celebration. The key thing to look at here is you're using alcohol to change your state of being, whether that's reducing your state from a place of stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and you're using alcohol to cut that down, or you have something to celebrate and you're using alcohol to advance that state of being, to enhance that state of being. The point here is you're using the substance, alcohol, in order to change your state of being. Most people, those that don't have a problem with alcohol, they just go out and they drink alcohol. They drink alcohol to have a little bit of enjoyment, but they don't use alcohol to change their state of being. So if this is true for you, really look at your life honestly, and are you using alcohol to change the way that you are? That's a key indicating factor that you might have an issue with alcohol. So the third key factor to look at is alcohol affecting the progress that you can make in your life? And you are the only one that knows the answer to this question. But is alcohol getting in the way of where you want to and you know that you can go in life? And how might this show up? So if you look at all the areas of your life around health, wealth, love, emotional, mental, physical well-being, is alcohol getting in the way of where you want to go? Maybe it's your work and your career, and you know that you could take it to the next level, but alcohol keeps getting in the way. Maybe that's your job performance and you're not showing up to the best of your ability. Or maybe it's missed opportunities where alcohol or being hungover or not being clear enough has prevented you from being able to show up to that commitment and you've missed that opportunity. Only you know the answer to that. Maybe it's your love life and your relationship Is alcohol affecting the progress that you know you want to make with your partner or your loved one? Or are you spending too much time with alcohol instead of spending that quality real time with your loved one? Or maybe your state of being is altered and you're not showing up true, honest self that your partner wants and desires, or that you want and desire for yourself. And you've put alcohol in front of that. Or maybe because of alcohol, there's more conflict in your relationship than there needs to be. Again, only you know the answer to that. But is it affecting the progress that you want to make in your love life? Maybe it's your physical well-being. Have you put alcohol in front of committing to yourself and where you want to go in your physical well-being? Maybe you're choosing to go out and drink instead of go to the gym and spend that time with yourself. Or you're not feeling well the next day and you don't have the energy or drive or motivation that you want to spend committing to yourself. Whatever that is alcohol getting in the way? Or maybe it's the financial progress in your life. Are you putting alcohol? Are you choosing alcohol? Or is alcohol affecting your ability to truly take yourself to the next financial stage in your life? Maybe that's that project that you wanted to work on. Maybe it's doing some outside education in order to advance your career. Maybe it's that investment opportunity that friend wanted to talk to you about, but you chose drinking instead of that commitment. Whatever it is in your life, just really look at it honestly, and only you can answer these questions. Is alcohol getting in the way of the progress that you know that you can and you want to make in your life? The fourth indicating factor to see if alcohol has become an issue in your life is, are those close to you, your loved ones and those that know you the most, are they concerned about your alcohol consumption? Maybe this has come directly or indirectly. Maybe they've stated it to you really bluntly, say, hey, I'm really concerned about how much you drink, about you saying you're going to quit drinking and you still haven't, or about how you acted last weekend or last night. And they've really stated their concern to you. But also this might come really indirectly in these subtle comments, these looks that they give you, pointing out things in your life that are not happening because of drinking, however that is, but you know inside that this person's concerned about you. So really look honestly at those closest to you, the ones that love you the most, and see if there's any concern in the air about how you are choosing to use alcohol. I know for me, at the end of my drinking in my early 20s, before I got sober the first time, there was many friends that loved me that came up to me and said, hey, we're super concerned about you and how much you're drinking, what you do when you're drinking, how you act when you're drinking. So that was very on the surface and direct. But as I got sober my second time, my drinking on the outside wasn't as bad. It wasn't as apparent. The things in my life weren't as destructive. But there was those subtle, indirect moments or comments or gestures or looks and just an energetic feeling where I knew that person was concerned about the way I was choosing to use alcohol. So again, only you can answer this question honestly. But if you feel that those around you are either on the surface very directly concerned about you or subtly a little more indirectly concerned about you, something to look at a little more deeply and honestly to answer that question, do you have a drinking problem? So the fifth factor to look at to see if you might have an alcohol problem is, has there been an increase in your alcohol consumption over time? Has there been a gradual increase over time in how many drinks that you're having? And this time frame might be just the last week, the last month, the last year, or over the years. But look at any sort of time frame and ask yourself, have I increased the amount of alcohol that I'm consuming? Was it this last month where I was just having one or two drinks every night, every other night, but something really stressful is going on in my life and now I'm coming home and having 3-4 drinks, or I need to go out and have 3-4 or more drinks? Or maybe that's over the last year, that over that time, your drinking was really occasional, not so often, but now you're starting to drink almost every night or a lot more often than you used to. Or maybe that's over the last few years, is when you used to go out, you used to just have 1 or 2 or 3 drinks and call it a night. Everything was good. But now you're going out and you're having multiple drinks, much more than you did before. And your amount of consumption is going up and the level of fun is going down. So really just look honestly at how the history of your drinking has been, and have you gone from having less to a lot more? And there's probably an indication that you are starting to have a drinking problem. It's something that needs to be looked at. Another thing here is your tolerance level. Has your tolerance for alcohol increased? That's another indication that you've gotten used to taking on this drug this toxin, this poison at larger quantities, and it's not affecting you as much. That's another sign to look at. So look at all those things to really see if there's been an increase in your alcohol consumption and your ability to handle that physically. So the sixth factor to look at is alcohol affecting your physical well-being and your health in any way? I know for me, at the end of my drinking career, alcohol was affecting both my physical health, but also my well-being as far as my mental, emotional, and spiritual health in all the ways. Physically, I looked tired. I was puffy in my face. My eyes were redder. I was overweight. I had digestive issues. I had sleep issues. So my mental and emotional body was affected. I was always tired. I did not have the energy levels that I have now when I'm sober. And I had a little bit of anxiety and depression, overwhelmed with life, and an underlying sadness that I was using the alcohol to drown out from. So my physical well-being was affected by alcohol in every way. So I ask you, like, really be honest with yourself. No matter how little or how much you're drinking, is alcohol affecting the potentiality of how you can be in your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body? And just get honest about that. And if alcohol is getting in the way of that, it's another key indicating factor that you might have a problem. So the seventh telltale sign that alcohol has become a problem in your life is if you're feeling any level of guilt or shame associated with your drinking. And again, only you can honestly go inward and answer this question honestly. But if you're feeling any level of guilt or shame associated with your alcohol consumption, whether that's how much you drink, how often you drink, how you act when you drink, or how alcohol is affecting your life in a negative way, then bar none, alcohol has become an issue in your life. Because when you're walking in alignment with the truth of who you are and in integrity through your actions, there's never any feelings of guilt or shame. So if you're drinking in any way brings up this feeling of guilt or shame, it's definitely something to look at and to change. And again, I've been there. At the end of my drinking, my levels of guilt that I had for how I acted or what I did to people or what I didn't do for myself, and the level of shame that I was feeling was immense. So I've been there. This is not to be taken as a judgment to you or for you to feel more shameful about. This is just to give you awareness on how much alcohol is really impacting your life in order for you to step into a place of change, to take action. So thanks for watching today. And again, maybe not all 7 of these factors are present in your life, but if anything in this video rang true for you and you feel like you might have a drinking problem, or you feel like that loved one and that one close to you might have a drinking problem, do know that reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. For me, it was by far the best decision I've ever made to make that call, reach out for help, and begin the journey to change my life to where I'm at today. So I truly hope that you got something out of this video today. Feel free to hit the like button below and please subscribe for more content like this around addiction, alcoholism, fatherhood, personal growth, transformation. And if you feel like somebody could benefit from this video, please share it along. And again, leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you in dialogue. And if you're ready to make that powerful change today, if you're a man and your father and you want to break free from your addiction or whatever's keeping you stuck, hit the call link in the button below, set up a call with me, and we'll start your journey of transformation. Thank you again. Have a beautiful day.